Hello, welcome to another Maths Wizard video. Today we're going to be taking a look at compound interest and depreciation. Let's get straight into a question then. So it says £500 is invested for 2 years in a bank account with 2% compound interest per year. We want to know how much is in there after 2 years. So pause your video and have a go. Now, there is a way of doing this by just kind of working out 2%. So if you do 500 divided by 100, that's 5. 5 times 2 is 10. So the first year's interest is £10. So you can then do 500 add 10, and you've got £510 in there after year 1. Now, you could then do the same process again, but this time you're starting with 510. So you would do 1%, double it up to get 2%, add that on. Now, there is a slightly more efficient way of doing this. So if you start with 100, because you've got 100%, which is your 500, add 2 onto that, and that tells you that after 1 year, you've got 102% in the bank account. If you divide that 102 by 100, your multiplier for 102% is 1.02. So all you now need to do is take your 500, multiply it by 1.02. That tells you what's in there after 1 year. You can then multiply it by 1.02 again. That will tell you what's in there after 2 years. Now, an even more efficient way of doing this is just to do 500 times 1.02 to the power 2, which should give you, do this on my calculator, £520 and 20 pence. So after 2 years, there would be £520, 20 pence in that bank account. Okay. So another very similar question then, this time with 5 years. So £2,000 in a bank account for 5 years. We've got 3% compound interest this time. I want to know how much is in there after 5 years. Okay, again, let's work out our multiplier. So 100 add 3 is 103%. So our multiplier is going to be 1.03. So we do 2,000 times 1.03. That's what would be in there if it was only 1 year, but we're doing it for 5. So we do that to the power 5. So on my calculator, that would be, and you get a big long decimal number here. So you get 2318.548149. Now money should always be rounded to 2 decimal places. So we've got £2,318 and 55 pence. So the reason it's 55 is because our third decimal place is 8. Now, slightly different type of question now. This is what's known as a compound depreciation question. So this is where something is falling in value over a fixed period of time. So in this scenario here, it says a company bought a van that was £12,000. Each year it went down by 25%. The value depreciated by 25%. It tends to happen with cars, vans. We want to know how much it's worth after 3 years. Okay, so after 3 years, what is that van worth? So pause your video and have a go. Okay, so let's think about what we were doing with our increases. We were adding on the percentage to 100, but if we take away, so if we take 25 away from 100, that leaves us with 75%. So after 1 year, the van is only worth 75% of its original value. And if you divide that by 100, our multiplier for 75% is 0.75. So now all we need to do is 12,000 multiplied by 0.75. That would tell you what it was worth after 1 year, but we want to know what it's worth in 3 years' time, so we're going to use that power 3, and that gives us 5,000 £62.50 for this particular question. Final example then, brand new cars, £25,000. Each year it's declining in value by 27%. I want to know what it's worth in 5 years' time. Okay, so again, if we do 100, take away 27, we're left with 73%. So the car's worth 73% in after 1 year, it's worth 73% of its original value. So our multiplier for that is 0.73. So we can do 25,000 multiplied by 0.73 to the power 5. And that will give us £5,182 and 68 pence if you round that correctly to 2 decimal places.